Welcome back, friends. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher, and I'm so excited to continue to learn and grow with you. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need Skytree, handout 27A, Skytree timeline, handout 27B, the revision paragraph and checklist, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Since you've been such an amazing observer, you probably noticed that Skytree was set up a bit differently than the other stories that we've read in this module. Today, we're going to take a closer look at that in Skytree. What is happening in this text? Some stories capture moments in time, just like paintings capture moments in time. Some of the stories that we've read in Module 1 were set up differently. They had characters and problems and resolutions. Skytree is set up differently from those stories, and today we're going to take a closer look. As a reader, timelines are very helpful because they can help us organize our thinking. And today we'll be using this timeline to help us organize our thinking around Skytree. At this time, please grab handout 27A and your pencil. And then just hit play when you're ready to get started. We're going to start the timeline together as we think together about summer and autumn. And then you'll take it over and complete it on your own. You'll finish winter, spring, and summer all on your own. As I read the book, I'm going to gather details about each season. Ready? Here we go. Once a tree stood alone on a hill by the river. Through the long days, its leaves fluttered in the soft summer breeze. I already learned just by reading this first page that the author is sharing what's going on during the summer. When I look at the tree, I see that the leaves are green in the summer. And I also learned from the reading that the leaves flutter in the breeze. I added those key details to my timeline, and I made sure that I put them in the box that's titled Summer. The arrow next to summer is pointing me to the next part of my timeline, autumn. So let's turn the pages and see what happens in autumn. And remember, we might find key details on more than one page. But then the days grew shorter and the nights longer. The winds became cold and the tree began to change. I'm learning that the days are growing shorter and the wind is becoming cold. When I look at the illustration, it's confirming what I just read. The leaves almost look like they're leaning to the right on the tree, and that the clouds are too, almost like the wind is pushing them to the right. Autumn came. The leaves of the tree turned gold, orange, and red. Squirrels hurried to store nuts and acorns. I'm learning that the leaves are changing color. They're no longer green. The leaves turned gold, orange, and red. And when I look at the tree, that illustration confirms what I just read, which means it backs up what I just read. The leaves are gold, orange, and red. I found many key details that I could add to the autumn part of our timeline. Pause here to read those details, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue. Since you're so observant, you probably noticed the check mark in the corner, and you know what that means. This is an opportunity for you to check in with your teacher. Here, you'll continue with your timeline for winter, spring, and summer. If you have your own copy of Skytree, you can pause here to continue your timeline, and then you'll just hit play when you're ready to continue. If you do not have a copy of Skytree with you, you can stay on and I will play a few of the pages. Just pause to read them and complete your timeline, and then hit play to continue. How does revision work? When we revise our writing as a writer, we're making changes to make our writing even stronger. Today, you'll be using a checklist to help you revise a paragraph about the river in Skytree. Pause here to grab handout 27B and your pencil, and then just hit play when you're ready to get started. Here's a chance for us to help another writer. Let's take a look at the question that the writer needed to answer, and then we'll also review the draft paragraph together. We're going to look for what was included in the paragraph and also what is missing or what is not there yet. Let's take a look at the question that the writer answered. Read the question to yourself, and then we'll read it together. How does the river change in Skytree? Read the draft paragraph to yourself, and then we'll take a look at the directions to see what's next. Pause here to read the draft paragraph, and then just hit play when you're ready to continue. The directions are, using the informative writing checklist below, revise the draft paragraph. On the checklist, mark the plus sign for yes and the triangle for not yet. Let's review the informative writing checklist together. We'll do a bit of work together, and then I'm going to turn the rest over to you. Here we go. Whenever I'm revising a paragraph, I always make sure I have my pencil ready. My pencil will help me mark up my paragraph to see what I have. And I can also check things off on my checklist or put a triangle if something is missing and not there yet. So a pencil is an important tool to have for revision. The other thing that I'm going to have is the paragraph. I'm going to be reading that paragraph quite a bit. I might read it silently, but something that really helps me is when I read it out loud, and right away I begin to notice things like signal words or linking words. Or I might also hear, hey, there's something missing, and I'm going to mark that down on my checklist. So let's do one together. The first item on the informative writing checklist is, I introduce the topic with the topic statement. So now we need to go back to the draft paragraph to read the paragraph again to check to see if it has a topic statement. If it has a topic statement, we'll put a plus sign in the self column. If it does not, we'll put a triangle. So let's do this one together. Read the draft paragraph with me. First, ice forms at the river's edge in autumn. Then, winter ice and snow cover the river. The river's water changes as temperatures change with seasons. I notice in the first sentence of the draft paragraph that there's the word first. And then there's a detail about how the river is changing. I also notice in the second sentence the word then. Then is signaling to me or linking another piece of evidence. So I did not see a topic sentence at the beginning of this paragraph. I'm going to jot a triangle down on the informative writing checklist to signal or to show that the topic statement is not there yet. Now, let's think about how we would add a topic statement and what that topic statement would say. Whenever I'm writing a topic statement that is going to be used at the beginning of a paragraph to answer a question, it's really important to go back to that question, probably even more than once or twice. The question was, how does the river change in Skytree? That question tells me that I need to describe in my paragraph how the river changes in Skytree. So my topic statement needs to be very similar to that big idea that the river is changing in Skytree. My topic statement could be, the river changed in Skytree. Pause here to add a topic statement to the draft paragraph on your handout. And remember, your topic statement could be a little different from mine, as long as it's similar to the big idea that the question is asking. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. Now it's your turn. You'll continue with the informative writing checklist. You'll check to see if there's 3 sentences with evidence and also if there's a conclusion. Remember to use your pencil to find those things in the paragraph. Also, be sure to put a plus sign if you found it in the paragraph and a triangle if it's missing. At the end, if you had a triangle for something, go back and add that into your paragraph. Remember, if there's not enough room, you can always write what you need to at the bottom and draw an arrow to where it belongs in the paragraph. You'll pause here for quite a bit to work on your own, and then just hit play when you're ready to wrap up our video lesson. You are growing into such an independent learner. You're revising paragraphs on your own, you're creating timelines, and your knowledge is growing day by day. I'm so proud of you, and I hope you're very proud of yourself too. I will see you very soon.